Well, we just had different objectives coming into the game. There were going to be certain guys who weren't going to play in this game because of injury. We held a couple guys out, a guy on each side of the ball, and then we had a plan for a few other guys about how much we wanted them to play. But having said that, you decide who's going to be out there, and then you have a standard for performance that you're looking for from everybody. Great opportunity for a lot of young guys to get extended amount of time against a good football team. They'll grow and get better because of that. We'll be better as a football team because of that. Just what we wanted to do. We wanted Dak to play in the game, get a series or two. We wanted Tony to play in the game, get a series or two, and then we wanted Sanchez to finish the ball game. Thought he did a really nice job in the game. Tribute to his preparation and him getting himself ready each week to play. He's obviously played a lot of football. He's comfortable in this offense. He looked comfortable out there today, made some good decisions. The 3rd and 12 was a big play, and then he got it going and did a good job down in the red zone cashing in on it. Just felt like that was the right amount of time for him. He looked comfortable out there handling the mechanics of the game. He hasn't played in a little while, and it sounds simple, but getting a call from the sidelines, handling the mechanics of the line of scrimmage, just wanted to see him do that and did a good job of that and obviously executed the plays very well.
Well, I've always been someone who thinks, how you practice is, for me it's always been how I practice is how I play. And I've been practicing pretty well, so, just kind of carried over from practice. Yeah, it's just another step in the season. I think you just go out and play, and, if you're good enough, you're going to go play well. And, I've been practicing well, so just kind of, like I said, stay true to form. It's always important to play football. I think, for me, I practice the same tempo and speed. Really every time I throw a football, it's kind of in my brain, that atmosphere, so it's kind of felt the same. A little of both. I think, if you're going to play, you might as well be aggressive as far as with the reads. That was one of the places to go with the football, and I was prepared to do that before the game.
Yeah, I was informed of that. Just wanted to go out there, try to get in the groove, try to do some good things early. With having being taken out of the game and having next week off, I wanted to get some plays in, some passes, and just try to keep some momentum going for myself. It was fun just to go out there and watch him. I mean, it was easy for him, as it's been for a lot of the time in his career. But being able to go out there in a full game, watching a guy that I've grown up be the quarterback of this team, just make it look so easy was a good moment. Yeah, it was different. I mean, I want to be out there playing. I want the ball in my hands every possession. That's the competitor and the type of guy I am. But it was good just to go out there and see some guys get some reps. And as I said, watch Tony go out there and just make it look so easy. It was fun. But yeah, I always want to be on that field.
17 yards short of the record. I know you probably wanted it today, but
yeah, I thought we were going to have a chance at it, but we're playing for a lot more than that. Certainly it's been a great 14 years, and I'm fortunate enough to get Michael and to pass him, and just what all that entails. As I said early in the week, it's more about the person than anything else. And he was so passionate and such an unbelievable player. So that'll come, but my focus is on these next 3 weeks and specifically this next week. To have an opportunity to be the 1 seed, it's hard to have that, and we've earned it. And I know firsthand, and that's my message to the guys in this locker room, it's hard to get here, and now it all starts.
Did you want to catch a pass from Romo? I'm guessing you.
Yeah, well, when you're out there playing, this is pro football. It's hard, so all the little individual records or have a chance to, old buddy and all that kind of stuff. You really don't have time to think about all that. Those guys are good players across the way, and so glad to see him have success, and we'll take this and learn from it and move forward.
Jason, what's the difference between the last time this team had 13 wins and now?
Well, I think specifically just this football team has a true identity in how it plays, and it's a special group. The momentum's going really well for us. We believe each other, hard-working group. You talk about family and togetherness, and that's what this team, the spirit of this group is really special. And so now we have to recommit to that, and coaches and players and management, everybody's on the same page in our approach. And that's something I think I recognize and appreciate now. Seeing how it's been a while since we had 13 wins.
What does the collective mindset need to be now as you go into the tournament?
Well, it's hard to get the bye and have an opportunity to get healthy and evaluate ourselves and watch tape, and you got to go all in. It's you got to make sacrifices and commitments over these next few weeks. It's not just another week. Everything tightens up, and it's this is win or go home, and I think our team has a clear understanding of that, and we'll get back on it.
I'm guessing Romo's success did not surprise you one bit.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me. I mean, he's prepared that way and really came back since his injury. I think he's worked hard to get himself ready to play and came back, thought he did a good job in the drive, and I don't think anybody was surprised by that.
Did you have appreciation for how he came out? A couple deep balls right away. I mean, you let it air out pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's I think when you look at the opportunity that he had and to come in, he's done a great job all along. He's helped Dak. He's done everything that he can. Opportunity to go play, and you knew he was going to try to take advantage of that, and I think he did a good job.
You don't understand this league and the business environment that is in it. Is there any part of your players that you might not see play?
I don't think I think about that. I mean, it's not a time to reflect. It really isn't. It's a time to, if anything, lock down and have tunnel vision and approach it. And as I said, it's hard to get to this position where we're at. And, being in it 14 years, I realize that. And that's my message to all the players on this team. And really, that was Coach Garrett's message. And now it's, it's not a time to think about records or playing individual people. It's about what's in front of us, and you got to go all in. And this team's been all in the entire year, so I don't mean that from that standpoint. I just think you got to just, approach it from the standpoint of every opportunity and how unique this is and the preparation, and then go play. And that's been our spirit all year. I think that'll be the same moving forward.
Your word in December was momentum. Do you feel like you established that throughout these last couple of games heading into this bye week?
Yeah, I do. This was different than last week, I feel like. Coach made his decision to rest some guys and a different approach. And so, we'll still take this tape, and guys that had a lot of playing time, that we'll have to count on down the stretch. And so we'll clean it up and then move forward. I definitely feel like there's momentum on this football team. And, as I said, it's a close group. It's a close-knit group. It's accountable, and that's going to serve us well as we move down the stretch.
We didn't expect any different. He's that type of guy, and he's a competitor, and just went in and did what he always does.
How do you manage the bye week?
Just get away from it a little bit and get back mentally and physically, and just take some time off and refresh, man, and then just come back with just being all in.
How ready are y'all for the playoffs, Cole?
I don't know. I guess we'll see when the game gets here, but I think we're ready, though. We've been ready all year, and these guys just come to work and prepare, and the way they do that is amazing to see, and it's amazing to be a part of, and I only expect us to continue to do that.
It's a little hard to watch and wait to see who you'll be playing.
I probably won't even watch, to be honest. I'll probably just get away from it and then find out when I come in. Other than that, I guess it doesn't really matter. We just got to get prepared for whoever comes up.
Garrett likes to talk about the process and day by day. How much more important does that become now that you're in the tournament and it's that one and done atmosphere?
It's just as important as during the season. If you don't win, you don't even get there. So it's still just as big, and this is what we worked all year to get to, and we just got to continue being ourselves and doing what we've been doing.
We don't know what the future holds for Tony, but having him get a chance to do that, lead you guys down there the way he did, how important for you guys as his teammates was that, not knowing his future, having it being uncertain the way it is?
Oh, yeah. It was just awesome to see him go in there and have success. They're battling through a lot of injuries, and after everything that's gone on this season, and just to finally see him get in there and ball out like he always does is pretty awesome.
Do you feel like you're going at a different speed than a lot of other guys? Because it looks like it from what we've said.
I still think I probably have another notch. Being out of the game for so long, I'm still trying to get back up to speed, but I think I'm progressing a little bit, and hopefully I can continue that throughout the playoffs.
Did the transition help that these last two games didn't have playoff implications? You can just go out there and focus on ball?
Not really. I'm real critical of myself anyway, so whether it's a game we need to win in order to get in the playoffs, or a game that's in a lot of people's eyes is meaningless, it's still the same goal for me to go out there and make as many plays as I can, and all the stuff that's off the field I'm dealing with, I kind of just push it off my chest and then go out there and ball the way I know I can.
What's the toughest part about these two games in terms of getting back into playing shape?
really just the looks, the reps. It's one thing to get reps in practice and, watch film, but, going out there and actually playing against somebody and, against game speed and things like that it's a lot different. So, just going out there and getting as many reps as I can, most important thing is for us going into the playoffs and being able to help the team out.
Randy, harder to get a sack in the NFL than you expected?
Yeah, it
After
is.
your rookie preseason?
It is. It's I think, the preseason was, a different deal simply because, we're not playing against, like tonight I'm going against Peters, who's, definitely, a Pro Bowler, All-Pro, and, preseason there's a lot of different guys in there. So, but, the main thing, like I said, is just getting off the ball and hustling to the ball, and hopefully, some plays will fall on my lap as I go.
How did it feel getting that first one?
It felt good. Just said a big thank you, pretty much. But it felt good, finally get that, out of the way, and hopefully now I can go out there and play a little bit more freely.
You get your first one, and in the last few weeks, the pressure being generated up front has increased.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that going into the postseason?
Oh, it's big. For us to be able to, rush 4 guys is big, and I think a lot of times the last couple of games have been rushing 3, and we've been hitting home, and I think that's a testament to the coverage, and got guys like Malik and Ben, Jack, everyone on the D-line is doing a good job as far as getting pressure and getting interior pressure. I think is big, and we're getting that right now. And all in all, I think we're doing real well, playing all together.
How important is this bye week to you before the playoffs begin?
It's big. Just like I said, more time for me to rest up and watch the film and get more reps in practice, things like that, and get my mind right. So I'm excited, for the playoffs. I'm excited to be on this team during this run. I'm excited to go out there and make plays.
Speaking of the playoffs, the Giants are the only team to beat you guys in meaningful games this year. Do you hope to get a crack at them and kind of get some revenge on them?
I mean, whoever's in the way is in the way. We're going to play them. So I wasn't there to play those 2 games, so I can't really say much about that. But, Giants is a good team. I think we're a real good team, too. So, if it comes to it, we got to play them, then we'll be all right.
You've reintegrated yourself now into the locker room. What do you think the collective mindset is now as you guys get ready for the tournament?
I mean, we're going to win the whole thing. We know we have the talent. We just got to go out there and execute. I think we all feel the same way. Everyone's relatively healthy, and this bye week right here is important for us so everyone get healthy. The guys that are hurt. And, I think this is probably as far as the camaraderie around the whole team, I think it's the best it's been since I've been here, and I think everyone can agree to that. So.
Giants were the only team to beat you in meaningful games this year. Are you guys out for revenge there? Is that something that might be in the back of your guys' minds?
Oh, no. We're going to go out there, and whoever we play, we're just going to play our game in the way we play it. And on the defensive side of the ball, that's what I can speak for since I play that side. We're gonna run, hustle, and hit, and try to take the ball away. So if we play the Giants, hopefully we can do that against them. But if we play anybody else, we'll hope for the same outcome.
You've been in this league a long time. How impressive was it to see Romo come back the way he did?
Oh, it was super impressive for a guy that has not had any snaps all season, just to come out there and go, I think, 4 for 5 or something like that, and a touchdown. I mean, it's super impressive, but that's just the guy he is. He's an ultimate professional, and I'm just glad he's on our side.
Aside from all, how ready is this team?
I say we're ready. I mean, we're playing with a great formula right now, running the ball and being physical on the offensive side of the ball as well as the defensive side of the ball. And special teams is, they're pinning teams deep. You saw Chris Jones out there; he had a remarkable job punting it today. So right now we're running on good momentum, and hopefully it can carry on to the playoffs.
Aside from the scoreboard, what strides do you feel like this defense made as you get ready for this bye weekend?
I felt like we just kind of carried the momentum we've been going on throughout the season. Each week we've been trying to get better and better at communicating and making sure everybody's doing a correct job. We had a couple of blunders today, but for the most part, I felt like everybody, the 1s, 2s, and the 3s communicated well. And like I said, we got to make sure that carries on to the tournament.
There was more pressure today. Can you talk about how important that will be in the postseason, you guys being able to generate pressure up front?
Oh, it makes my job, 10,000 times easier when a quarterback can't go from his first look to his third. So for us to be able to generate pressure like that, it's paramount for our run in the tournament, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Barry, they once booed Santa here. What did you think about that ovation that Romo got?
It was pretty nice. Oh man, he's been playing against these guys for a long time, so I expected the fans to react that way, and I expected him to react that way and just take him right down the field for the touchdown. So my hat goes off to him. He's the ultimate professional.
Everybody excited about his play, and they should have been. And none more excited about his play than Dak. And that's what the beauty of the whole situation is. And Romo has certainly had Dak's back. the entire time he's been there. And it's pretty obvious that Tony's pretty sharp himself and can play a lot of good quarterback.
He looked like the old Romo to you.
Well, yes, and he every nuance. I think he knew that his series were going to be limited, so he was going to make sure he got every nuance in, just to be sure, I guess, that all of it was still working.
Were you nervous with him behind that left side of that offensive line at all?
Well, candidly, you'd like to have him come in when you got the full complement out there, but I thought they overall played well today over on that left side. And so by the time that I'd seen Dak early, I felt pretty good about the left side when Tony got in there. But it was, I think, such a positive for our team to see that the depth we've got now at that position. And candidly, Tony has stepped out there and looked just like he's looked at practice, or like he's just ready to go.
I'm guessing you would have loved to have had the 14th victory.
Well, yes, that would have been nice to have, but the cost was really too high if keeping Dak, Tony, or keeping them in there for the entire game, and basically playing some of the guys that we didn't play on defense, and really keeping more of our offensive guys in there longer. It just, at the end of the day, was not worth it. I thought at the end there, though, that we might be able to keep that thing pushed up there close enough. At the end of the half, when we had them pinned and then didn't get something out of that, I thought if we'd gone up 2 scores there, then we might have a chance, even though we were limited, to win this game.
How do you manage the 2 weeks?
Well, that's, of course, we work hard. Everybody puts their blinders on. Everybody does really understand what a grand opportunity this is for this team. And all of the work and everything that they've put in has got a chance to really pay off for them. I'm particularly pleased, really, I am, about today, because if you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, then you see a chemistry, you see a camaraderie. You saw, just to start with, number 9 and number 4, and you saw really how genuine it is for them to be working together the way they are, and how really exceptional that their situation is, and how we're benefiting from it as a team. And I think when you look at all the protocols that we have in the NFL today, then certainly when you've got depth at that position, you're in good shape. But in general, I thought that I'd hoped we could come out here with a win, but be that as it may, we sure got out of here without any meaningful injury, and puts us in good stead for the next 2 weeks to practice, work hard, and be ready to play our first game.
Jerry, I know you had high expectations for Romo, but was this maybe even better than what you expected for what he did today?
Well, I frankly just have such a history of not a wish list, but I just have a history of watching him come in when he's healthy, and just really having being able to create offense. And certainly he showed that today with the way the team moved and the way the team operated with him. And so I'm just happy that our fans, I'm happy that in general NFL fans saw, because what it said was this is an exceptional set of circumstances is happening on this team as to our quarterback situation, and it's very, in a positive way, exceptional for Tony to be playing the role that he's playing, being there, being available, being ready to go, maybe even having the readiness that you could dream of, and yet basically recognize the chemistry of the team that's been developed with Dak. All of that, I think, bodes well for this football team.